Let's talk prime lenses. This is a macro level view about the prime lenses, as we will not be talking about any particular focal length or a brand or any particular lens. I use the framework discussed in the video to look for and especially not look for new lenses in the market. Number one is focal length. Focal length is the most important thing we need to understand outside of exposure triangle. Focal length is directly linked to the field of view and perspective. The last and the most important point we need to understand about the focal length is compression. Compression simply means lens ability to bring background closer or further from the focal plane. In other words, wide angle lens such as 24 mm will exaggerate subjects closer to the camera and will make objects in the background smaller and further away than they actually are. The second point we need to consider is orientation. How does a lens behave in landscape versus portrait orientation? We need to try it out from the same point we shoot a particular photo from. Maybe the landscape orientation is too tight as portrait. The third aspect we need to consider is aperture. What is the lowest f-stop number or maximum aperture we need? Do we need extra blurry background or do we always want to contextualize our photos? The next aspect is sharpness. Most of the lenses are designed to be sharp at certain aperture. In general, the lenses are sharp in the mid aperture ranges. We need to consider our use case and see what is acceptable sharpness at a particular aperture. The sixth point is close-up capabilities. There are mostly 2 points we need to consider. What is the minimum focusing distance and reproduction ratio? The other point to consider is close-up image sharpness. The seventh point is focusing. In focusing, first we need to look at autofocusing. How good a particular lens autofocuses. Is it fast? Is it smooth? Is there a stepping motor sound or there is no sound? How is the manual focusing experience? The next point we need to consider is my history with a lens or a focal length. Have I spent considerable time with a particular lens or a focal length? And if I have, is it my knowledge asset now, which I can use to improve my composition? Do I now know the weaknesses of the lens? Can I exploit those weaknesses to my advantage or at least not make them obvious in my photos? The last point we need to consider is price, size, and weight. If my lens breaks today, can I replace relatively easily with another one? Regarding size and weight, if I'm traveling with friends and family, is camera lens combination making our journey better by adding value to document or is it an abstraction? In the end, the prime lenses may not be the right choice for all the situations, but it could be sufficient for most of the times.